So you're dreaming of studying in beautiful New Zealand. That's awesome. But before you start packing, we got to talk about the most important step, the student visa. In this quick guide, we're going to break down the whole process and make it super simple for you. We know that the whole visa thing can feel like a huge confusing hurdle, but don't worry. We're going to walk through it all together, step by step. Here's a quick look at what we're covering. We'll start with the biggest question. Do you even need a visa? Then we'll dive into the different types, lay out a simple 3-step application plan, and finish up with some essential pro tips for a totally smooth ride. All right, let's jump right in. First things first, let's figure out if a student visa is even on the table for you. You might be surprised. Your path could be way simpler than you think. Okay, the rule here is actually pretty straightforward. You do not need a student visa if you're an Australian citizen. Simple. Same goes if you're just taking a really short course. We're talking less than 3 months while you're on another valid visa. But, and this is the big one, if you're planning to study full-time for more than 3 months, then yes, you absolutely need to get a student visa. Now, if you are just planning a short study trip, there are a few other ways to do it. A visitor visa or a work visa lets you study for up to 3 months. The working holiday visa is even better. That one gives you up to 6 months. You just have to remember the main rule. Your trip has to be about the holiday first and the studying second. The study part is just a cool bonus. Okay, so you've done the check and you definitely need a student visa. The next question is, which one? Let's break down the most common ones so you can find the perfect fit for your plans. Before we get into the different visa types, we have to talk about the offer of place. Honestly, this is your golden ticket. It's the official acceptance letter from your school, and you literally can't even start your visa application without it. This is what proves to immigration that you have a legit reason to be in the country. Getting this document is mission number 1. Let's look at the 3 main options. The fee-paying student visa is by far the most common one for international students. Now, if you're planning to take a couple of courses in a row, like an English course and then a diploma, the pathway visa is a fantastic option. It can cover you for up to 5 years with just one application. And finally, if you're moving with your family, the dependent child visa lets your kids study too. So, to put it simply, for the vast majority of you out there who are heading to New Zealand for a full-time course, the fee-paying student visa is going to be your go-to. Think of it as the main highway for studying there. Great. So you know which visa you need. Now it's time to turn all this knowledge into action. Here's your super simple 3-step plan to get that application in and approved. And before we jump into those steps, listen to this. This is a huge piece of advice, and it comes straight from Immigration New Zealand themselves. 3 months. That's the magic number. The busiest time for them is between October and March. So applying early is the absolute best thing you can do to avoid any stressful last-minute delays. Here we go. Your 3-step plan. Step 1, secure that offer of place from your school. We already know how crucial that is. Step 2 is all about getting your paperwork in order. This means proof you have enough money, health checks, character references, all that stuff. Don't underestimate this step. And finally, step 3 is to complete and submit the official application online. Nail these 3 things and you are well on your way. We are on the home stretch. Now let's go over a few pro tips that can really make all the difference, plus some key dates you absolutely have to remember. If you remember one single number from all of this, please make it this 13 months. Applying this far ahead of your travel date is the number 1 way to avoid stress and beat that peak season rush. And while 3 months is your goal, I want you to think of 8 weeks as your absolute non-negotiable last chance deadline for getting it in. Seriously, don't leave it any later than that. Proper planning is everything here. Okay, a few final super important reminders. Remember that busy season is October to March. Also, double check that your school follows the code of practice for pastoral care. That's the official system that makes sure you're supported and looked after. And one more for the parents. If you're bringing a young student, you may need to get a guardian visitor visa for yourself. And there you have it, your complete guide to the New Zealand student visa. We've laid out the whole path from asking that first question all the way to hitting that final submit button. Your incredible adventure is right there waiting for you. So what's your first step?